For this recipe, you will need 1 baking pan, 1 cast iron skillet, flour tortillas, chili powder, paprika, cumin, granulated garlic, onion, a zucchini, red and green bell peppers, tofu or vegetarian meat substitute, refried beans, cheese alternative, taco or tortilla shells. Today we are making a vegetarian crunch wrap. So to start, I am going to take 1 green pepper, 1 red pepper, uno zucchini, 1 onion, and I'm going to cut these up, cut it into strips, yay long, about 3 strips for zucchini, and then I'm going to cut those into smaller pieces. Right. After I cut them, after I cut my vegetables, I'm going to place them in a baking pan, like so, with the oven set for 350 degrees. So, if you don't have a non-stick baking pan, I like to use a little cooking spray. So, to prepare the pan, either use oil or a low-fat cooking spray so that your vegetables don't stick to it, because that's annoying. There. Zucchinis. Next, I'm going to prepare bell pepper. Do that by slicing the top off the bell pepper and pulling out its core. Put those aside, cut your bell pepper in half, and cut it into strips. Easy peasy. Even the top, and place it on the baking sheet. Okay. Do the same thing with the red bell pepper. Core. Slice it up all nice, and you could use some other vegetables like carrots or broccoli or cauliflower. I can do that at this time. So when I cut an onion, I cut off both ends and I cut it in half. I think it makes it easier to remove the peel that way. Then I generally use small onions so that I can use the whole thing. Alright, and then just slice it, keeping your fingies away from the blade. We have a bunch of nice slices. Drop it all in the pan. Alright, now we have a nice pile of compost going here, so I'm going to clean that up and then add the spices. So, along with the vegetables, I'm going to add tofurkey, local product, slow roasted chicken. Of course, it's not made from actual chickens. But I like Tofurkey products, they're local, sort of, and great meat alternative. So I'm going to add chunks to this, and I'm just going to use the whole package. Alright, I'm going to add half a teaspoon of cumin, which I use a lot in my Mexican style cooking. Half a teaspoon of granulated garlic. Which I buy from Costco, a big container. Half a teaspoon of paprika. And half a teaspoon of chili powder. Now you could add some cayenne to this, or hot chili flakes, some couple other seasonings, but I'm not going to do that because I'm making this for my kids and they don't really, one of them doesn't really like spicy stuff. So I'm going to mix all this together, and you could add a little salt to it. I would just add a dash of salt, and then a little black pepper. Never hurt anybody. Alright. Okay, so I'm going to take a spatula, mix it all up, make sure the flavors get spread around real good. Everything gets a little bit of flavor on it. So once it's all spread out, flavored up, you might add a little more of your flavorings, but I'm gonna, this is my first attempt at this, so we'll see how it goes. That's pretty good, so I'm gonna put it in the oven for about 20 minutes. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take flour tortillas in a cast iron skillet, and I'm going to line my skillet with the tortillas. These authentic Mexican tortillas. Alright. So after my skillet is lined, I'm going to put the final one on the bottom. Help keep all them juices in there, and then save one for the top. So I have 6 tortillas in total for this recipe. Alright, so I'm going to add a can of refried beans to the bottom. So I've opened it. Now, one trick to getting beans out of a can if they don't come out willingly, which these ones are, but I'll show you anyways. Is to take a knife, and don't use a ceramic one because it'll break, and just pop a hole in there. Now, it'll come out a lot easier, and if it's still stubborn, you can just blow on the hole like that, and it'll pop right out. So now I've added what looks like a can of dog food to my crunch wrap. I'm going to spread it out so that it looks less like dog food. Alright, there, that is somewhat less disgusting looking. Veggies are roasted. I'm going to put them on top of refried beans. Just add those in there. And then always make sure to drop a couple on the floor. Shows good style. Alright. So I'm going to add about half or 3/4 of this, so I don't want it to get too full. And then I'm going to add some cheese substitutes. So I have a little bit of diaya left over from something else, and I have some Good Heart pepper jack cheese, and I'm going to just drop a few slices on here, and then sprinkle some leftovers. Get rid of it. Right. And then I'm going to take some leftover taco shells, because we always seem to leave like 1 or 2 in the bag, and just gonna break them in half and layer them in here, because otherwise they're just gonna get soggy in the cabinet or stale. Alright. And then I'm going to put the final tortilla on top and fold over the other tortillas. Just press down on it a little bit. Okay, so now that it's in the skillet, I'm going to put it in the oven, which is still at 350, and I'm going to bake it for about 20 minutes, then I'm going to check on it. So, after 30 minutes, here is our crunch wrap. Nice and crispy and crunchety. So we're going to let this cool for about 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, and then cut it up and see how it looks. So we got our crunch wrap out of the pan, and we are ready to serve it. So you might want to use a sharper knife than this one. Alright, and this is our crunch wrap. Now we just need a willing victim.
You don't just hold it up to the camera, you get the camera off and hold it up to the beautiful food. You just
all the trash in the background looks good. Alright.
This is nice.
Look at the salsa.
Yeah.
Yeah, salsa.
Pasta.